Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the final of our 3 games today on Elimination Saturday on the campus of the University of Alabama. And it's Virginia Tech who fell to Bama earlier today, taking on Belmont, who won their elimination game against Jackson State, hanging on and leaving the bases loaded to get here. Sends that one skyward, where it is handled by the third baseman Spindler. What should we watch for?
Well, Belmont needs to keep the Hokie 4-run inning that kind of upset the apple cart for them.
Jordan Lynch sends one into left field, and she's running all the way, trying to stretch it into a double, and she does. Aggressive base running by the freshman.
The forearm ready to go, but that left arm so important for Belmont to try to advance over Virginia Tech.
She threw 108 pitches in the loss to Virginia Tech yesterday. And now Aldridge, who has shown a lot of power this weekend, laces it into right field. The bases are loaded with Hokies, with just one away.
One for both of these teams. This is the second game for both of them. The
bases loaded, one out. Peck sends it into center field. It is handled at the wall by NCAA, but an easy tag and score from third for Lynch on the sac fly.
Really nice job by Bree Peck. Just situational hitting, not trying to do too much. Almost left the yard, but that big leg kick timing element to her swing did a good job. Her third sacrifice fly of the year plates the first run for the Hokies.
Now in the dugout. Upstairs to Martin, and now they're going to get into the rundown, and the run scored first. That was the pinch runner, Moore, who came in to score before the third out was ready.
Has a changeup, but not use it consistently in tight counts.
Leadoff walk for NCAA. Hit on the ground to Lynch, goes over to Castine to get the lead runner. Last 4 years. Hit into left field. Trinity Martin grabs it for the second out of the inning.
We also saw Ace got hung up with Jason E. Beecham advancing down the line, hurt that wrist.
Castine ends the inning. The leadoff walk does not come back to haunt Kleiman. 2-0 Virginia Tech that plated Moore, who was running for Yeager from third with the second out. And then the third out came, second run. That's a fly out. Enzio grabs it. Oklahoma tomorrow. That is mashed into right field by Leggett, and it clears the wall. Emily Leggett with the home run. It's now 3-0.
The game pays you back for the hard work you do when no one is watching. Emily Leggett sat on the bench for most of this season simply because she sat behind Michelle Chatfield, the starter, who was hitting behind Corey McMillan, who had 15 home runs. With Chatfield going down, Leggett got the call. But because of the hard work that she's been doing all season long behind Chatfield.
She's a really hard worker, and as you mentioned, not getting enough opportunities, because a lot of times, there's the Leggett family and friends who, you work hard, but you sit behind someone with talent. Rose is thrown out on the bunt back to the pitcher. Virginia Tech, a very good hitting team. Saw her yesterday. There's her first strikeout. Got Castine, but another home run for the Hokies. Only hit for Belmont in their loss to Virginia Tech yesterday. That was off of Lemley. Rose just in the nick of time, got Barnes, who comes up lame. True freshman from Wisconsin. Another chance for Rose. 2 ground balls to the shortstop, 2 outs for Kleiman.
The words of Ted Lasso, be a goldfish.
Brenna Bloom was the hero that got him to this game. First pitch, hit it over to Lynch, and that's a very quick 1-2-3 inning. Just 6 pitches needed for Kleiman.
A little my bad to her catcher.
Had a chance to visit with her a couple of days ago. Very gregarious, I would say, personality. Very intelligent. Oh, that was a home run cut. She goes down again. Johnson.
In her first season, really mature hitter. Dad was a minor league player, mom softball coach. Highly touted out of high school, and she's showing up for Virginia Tech.
Strikes her out.
That manage Maya Johnson and her lupus.
Struck out the side. 4 strikeouts in a row for Johnson.
40 degrees and rain. Now they're playing in the exact opposite, mid-80s and heat.
Lyman gets Cockrell looking. That's her first strikeout of the. Madison Dolecki batting 9th. The shortstop goes after the first pitch. McMillan drifts. And another nice inning. So far, she got to
about what next year looks like. She said she doesn't know what it's going to be like to put a pen in her hand and not write NCO.
Got to hurry. They will not have time. Castine wisely hung on to it. NCO with speed on the.
And Wheels puts her on 1.
So here's the full count now to Spindler. Chops it, they have to hurry. And diving for the bag, not in time. Leggett, a little bit of a hesitation. Do I dive, do I run? And she
front foot down and ready to go.
Have retired 7 in a row. Couple of pitch number 50 for Kleiman. Hit hard, but right at Martin, who had to make a little jump at the very last second to make the catch and end the inning. The portal, and she said 10 or 15 schools could not clear her. That's roped to Barnes for the first out of the 4th. And that goes into the gap. Played nicely. Barnes having to fight the sun a little bit. 2 fly ball outs to start the 4th for Johnson. Short right field and right in between Cockrell and Barnes with a 2-out single from Martin.
Yeah, seeing eye single. That ball back to the postseason.
Two with Martin over at first. And she got her looking.
With Maya committing to Pitt and then not getting qualified. She went after her again when she went in the portal, and Maya told her no again. But then after being disqualified by so many different programs, Matthews didn't give up, went back to her and said.
To Virginia Tech yesterday, and then had to come back to beat Jackson State, and about 40 minutes later, this game started. Balsiger. Pops out to Castine.
Helper app.
Very, very impressive for them. Over 2,900 service hours.
2,940.
Bloom draws the 2 out. The 7-year-old from Nashville, so a lot to be proud of Tough play for Lynch, has to go all the way across the diamond. Low throw, picked up by Leggett. Johnson with 5 strikeouts so far, and a leadoff walk for Rose. It's unusual for her to give up walks.
It's that condition.
Flared out into right field for the first out, and now McMillan comes to the plate. Popped her up. Zalecki for the second out. Rose still over at first, led off the inning with a walk. And Lynch, for the second time in this regional, has homered off of Johnson. A 2-out, 2-run shot makes it 5-0 Hokies.
Jordan Lynch, sitting behind McMillan, has a lot of pressure on her since Michelle Chatfield has exited the lineup with that hurt wrist. Lynch has had to step into really big shoes and is doing so in such a big way. Her second home run here in regionals. Big swing.
Doing some work over at Vanderbilt, right, one of their hospitals in Nashville. Yeager takes the left fielder Balsiger back. A few steps away from the warning track for the last out, but Virginia Tech, which was the score the first time they played yesterday. It's a strikeout for Kleiman.
Quite a few seniors this year deserving of being able to play pro ball, but the rosters for the 4 teams in the AUSL only had 12 spots available.
That is punched into left field, and a nice running catch. We've seen Martin. That's a base hit for Aldridge, who's going to get into second base.
7-run lead. They were down 9, or they were up 9-2 going into that inning.
Peck all over it, and they're going to hold up the pinch runner McNelly at third. Martin sends that deep, long, and gone. 3-run shot makes it 8-0. It's the third Hokie home run of the game.
Trinity Martin off of a changeup. Huge swing. Had to supply all of the power. Her 5th home run of the year. Down. Nice big swing. And Pam, what that means is we've now entered run rule territory for Virginia Tech.
Trinity Martin is the Hokies. If this score holds here, would have to beat Bama twice tomorrow to advance. Leggett flies out to NCO for the first out of this inning.
I mean, we talked to in the air went foul. Keep the at bat alive.
Full count. Laid off of it, Chatfield with the 1-out walk. It's North Carolina. The true freshman from the Washington, D.C. area. She's all over it, but it's hit right at Balsiger for the second out of the inning.
At Belmont.
Not anymore. You knew it was only a matter of time for Corey McMillan to look like herself again. Home run number 31 for the best in the country.
Did you see that, Pam? I think a monkey just fell off her back as she rounded first base. That's a huge sigh of relief as she crosses home plate. Outside, but extends out over the plate. She puts her toes right on the line closest to the plate to be able to reach that outside pitch with power. Right back up the middle.
Against Bama tomorrow. Back to back. Jordan Lynch. What a weekend she is having. Jordan Lynch with her second home run of the game and the first multi-home run game of her career.
Well, we talked about how it would take one more to get her to double digits. She's now entered the double-digit club at Virginia Tech, the fourth hitter in the lineup to have double-digit home runs on the year. The perfect hitter to hit behind McMillan. She's done such a good job of stepping in for Chatfield to protect the big home run hitter, and now 2 innings in a row. She goes
Belmont in this run rule situation as they will come to bat in the bottom of the inning. Yeager is the 9th Hokie to hit. She flew out to Balsiger in foul territory to end the inning, but what an inning it was. 3 home runs. And she gets a walk, gets on base, and what is most likely her. That skips in, and Cockrell goes on down to second on the wild pitch.
But that's what you're looking for, a lock it up.
And then a base hit. They're going to hold Cockrell at third, and the ball got away, and that enables Gressley to get to second. Virginia Tech seemingly cruising up 11-0 heading out. A couple of wild pitches. And Barnes goes down for the first out of the 6th inning. Goes all the way to the backstop, and Belmont scores its first run of the game.
Being able to close the door is such an important skill that teams need in the NCAA tournament. That ball obviously getting well away from Grizzard. There is nothing that Aldridge could have done to bring that one back.
'21st at bat of the season for Haney, who lifts it. Jordan Lynch, second out, grabs it in foul territory. That is lifted into short left field. Trinity Martin catches it, and the game is over. Virginia Tech, 4 of its 10 hits, home runs, and they beat Belmont 11-1. The Bruins. The first NCAA tournament appearance. They got their first win earlier today. We'll see Maya Johnson next year pitch as a senior. And Virginia advances to take on Alabama tomorrow. Corey McMillan with a home run. Back on track for her.
A sigh of relief as the Hokies just leaving the yard with authority in this one. 5 home runs